When I was growing up, I got a car on my 21st birthday from my dad. And let me tell you the truth. It was flex. Windows down, music blasting. It just felt like such a big deal. From that day, I had always been mobile until I moved to the UK. When many of us arrive abroad, one of the very first thing on the list is I need to buy a car. And honestly, I get it. Back home, most of us had personal cars. For some people, it was a necessity, but for a lot of us, it was status. It was how you showed that you're doing well. What I have learned, however, is that, and before I go to that, let me just say this video may not apply to you. Depending on where you live, some countries don't have great public transport system. And if that's you, maybe this video is not for you. But for most new immigrants, buying a car immediately can be one of the biggest financial traps you walk into. If you truly have a valid reason to buy, then by all means go ahead. But if it is just for appearances or because I'm used to using a car, then move closer. I would explain some things to you. The first one, a car is not an asset. It doesn't put money in your pocket. It takes money out every single month. The moment you drive it off the lot, it starts losing value. And unlike property or investment, it never appreciates. In fact, within the first 3 months of buying your car, it would lose between 30 to 50% of its value. That means if you spend £15,000 on a car today, in a few years, it might be worth just £8,000 or even less. And that is money you will never get back. It's gone. So, as a new immigrant, you're trying to build your foundation. Every pound matters. Do you want your money tied in something that loses value daily or something that grows? Let me tell you the second one. This is the hidden cost of owning a car. Many immigrants only think about the car price or the monthly repayments, but that's just the beginning. You have insurance, which is usually very high because you don't have any driving history in that country. You have road tax. You have registration, you have MOT, you have safety inspections, parking fees, repairs, maintenance, fuel, and all those things. You have to consider this because it might eat half of your monthly budget. By the time you add it all up, that your affordable car can cost you, say, £300 to £600 every month. This is money that could have gone into your emergency fund or into your investment or even a deposit for a property. The third one, which I believe is also, a danger, it gives you a sense of progress that you're financially moving forward, but you're actually moving backward. In the first few years, immigrants should focus on building credit, saving for a house, clearing debts. Some people still carry on, debt from back home. Maybe even starting a business or furthering your education. And then the extra income you get from all those things can go into buying a car. It's called delayed gratification. Many people buy cars because, they just want to keep up appearances. I'm used to using the car. I cannot be using the bus. And it's the pressure of looking like you've made it. But you haven't really. You've actually not started making it because you don't have the important things. Now, I'm not saying never have a car or never buy a car. For some people, it's a necessity. Like I said, if you live in an area with poor public, transport, or your job requires you to commute frequently, you should have it. I'm just saying don't rush into it because there are smarter options. Use public transport, at least for the first year. It might be inconvenient, but that's some money saved. And if you must drive, start with a reliable used car instead of locking yourself into expensive finance deals. Why buy a new car? There are multiple options that you can consider, and all this can be far cheaper for you on a monthly basis than actually owning a car. And the goal is not to avoid having a car forever. I am going to buy a car at some point, but do it when your finances are stronger, when the purchase won't sabotage your long-term goals. I have seen many people fall into this trap multiple times. What I always say is, as an immigrant, your first priority isn't buying things that lose value. It is securing your financial base. A car might feel like progress. I'm settling down, but when it comes to early, it can actually keep you stuck. So before you buy that car, ask yourself, do I truly, truly need this right now? Can I afford all the hidden costs? Is this going to help me build wealth, or it will just make me look wealthy? And sometimes the smartest move is just to delay the gratification, focus on building your foundation first, and then buy when the timing is right. I always say financial freedom should come before financial flex. We can flex later, when we have a solid base. And if you're wondering, what are those mistakes that immigrants make that keeps them stuck? You should see my next video, and I'll see you there.